Veer, congrats on Sa-Dhan winning the Best Place to Work award.
Satishji, good afternoon. How are you?
Oh, good afternoon.
That's a continuous journey, Satishji. We have been trying, we have been working towards it for the last 3-4 years.
Yeah,
2 years we have been there. This year we got among the best 30 workplaces in India.
Yeah. I saw that.
In the BFSI space.
He said that he will join this for and give us some motivational.
So, am I audible? Can you hear me?
But there is a lot of disturbance. I think the voice is coming in bits and pieces.
So, sir, maybe you can turn off the video. I think the voice quality will be better.
Satishji, are you talking to me? Are you telling me?
Yeah, that was Karthik.
Is my voice not clear?
Yeah, now it's clear. Now your voice is clear.
Okay.
After you turned off the
maybe
video.
there's a network issue. I'm actually outside. So, is it better now?
Now it's better.
Okay, fine. So when I speak, I'll turn off my video.
Yeah.
Vikram Mishra is saying that not able to join. So what can be done?
Yeah, Ritu, we'll be sharing the YouTube live link also. So I'll share it in the chat box, and we'll also share it in all the WhatsApp groups. So that can be shared to people who are not able to join. Member institutions can share it with their participants here.
Otherwise, how will he deliver his speech? I am leaving from here. I'll tell Bikram to join, and then I'll see from the YouTube.
So, Rituparna, can we start?
Yes, sir. Please.
So, good afternoon and welcome to this trainers training program on employee motivation in the microfinance sector. I request all those who are not speaking can put themselves on mute. Welcome to this trainers training program for the HR trainers in microfinance institutions on this very important issue of employee motivation. As we all know, Sa-Dhan has had a great role in capacity building of the sector, and we had been doing a lot of programs on various areas for the employees of the sector at various levels and in various forms, physical, in forms of training. Now we are doing a lot of programs online in a virtual mode. And if you recall, in the initial years, a lot of effort had gone from side of Sa-Dhan in building up the sector, and many of these were possible because of series of training programs which we did in collaboration with other partners and stakeholders in the sector. And when we come to people and human resources, all of us agree that human resources are the greatest asset as far as the microfinance sector is concerned. Of course, it's there for any other sector, but more so for our sector because the sector depends a lot more on peoples to people contact. So we also should have the human resources in terms of numbers, but also have human resources in terms of quality, and also resources in terms of high motivational levels, because they are the front end and they deal with a vast majority of people who are poor and underprivileged. So it is necessary that our human resources are always motivated. So this is one of the initiatives which Sa-Dhan has taken now. This is all the more necessary because of the 18 odd months of the pandemic has really created a lot of issues for the sector and its human resources. So that's the reason we find that there have been a lot of issues because we have seen the pandemic affecting the people, our colleagues, our families, then our clients and borrowers. And that's the reason why we thought that we should look at the way which we can build up the motivational level of our microfinance institution staff. And in this, the HR people who are looking after the human resources in the MFI, especially their training related aspects, they are the most important. Since we can't, as an association or in a single platform, we can't reach everyone, we thought of organizing this trainers training program. I welcome Dr. N. Jayasilan of Virucham Academy, who has agreed to conduct this program, and he doesn't need any introduction because he has been with the banking and microfinance sector for the last so many decades, and he closely knows the pulse of the people who are working in this sector, and he is quite innovative and in dealing with the issues related to sector, and he has written also about this sector. So we thought of organizing this program with Dr. Jayasilan's help. So with this few words, I welcome all of you. So at the same time, I take this opportunity to congratulate Sa-Dhan Credit Care on winning the Best Place to Work award. Subir, who looks after the human resources at Sa-Dhan, is here as the introductory speaker, and we are also glad because Mr. H.P. Singh, CMD of Sa-Dhan, is our Sa-Dhan's co-chair also. In that way, Sa-Dhan is also proud that Sa-Dhan has been awarded with this recognition. So with these few words, I request Rituparna and others to take this program forward. Thank you.
So thank you for your introductory remarks, sir. Now I request Mr. Subir from Sa-Dhan Credit Care to share his introductory remarks.
So thank you, Dr. Satish. Thank you, Dr. Jayasilan, welcome, and it's an honor to have you on board and to hear you. So I'll stop my video because my network is poor. Is it audible, everyone? Probably. Am I audible?
Oh, so a little breaking up sound.
You are audible, but still it is some disturbance is there.
someone can just confirm if I'm audible.
It's fine
Yes,
now, sir. It's
now
fine
clear.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now, sir. It's better now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Satish, and for this introduction. I think it's a very important topic for microfinance. People to understand how motivation is very an important aspect for people, because this industry is all about people. And as Dr. Satish has said, it is all about people connect. It's all about emotional connect with people, and that's what something helps us grow and to do well in this sector. So before I start my thoughts, I think one of the very important key aspects that we need to look upon while talking about employee motivation is, and this is primarily for the HR folks which are there, are we hiring the right kind of people who are aligned to this way of doing business? Because unless we hire the right kind of people who has a sense of purpose and who intend to serve the society or the community, we will never be able to bring motivation in our people, because then what will incline to help the society and has the intent to serve the society. That's the basis premises on which I'm going to talk about my introductory remarks. With this happening, I think once we address this particular issue, then probably the motivation aspects for the employees. The first point I believe is that I feel being an HR practitioner for over 25 years is two-way communication is a very important thing to keep the employees engaged and motivated. What seldom happens is, I think people at the ground, but it is not, probably we don't even care to understand what's breaking. I am sorry, I think there's a network issue.
No, it's fine, sir. You can continue. It's fine.
Satish,
Yeah, fine.
hold on, I'll just try.
Not clear, not clear.
Get one more. Is it better now?
It is better, sir.
Okay.
Now, okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you so much. So as I was saying, the first is the issue of hiring. We need to get people who have a sense of purpose, who want to work in this industry, who want to work in this sector, and who has the intent to serve the community. If we are getting the right kind of guy, then probably it will be easier for us to keep them motivated, all through the career that they have with MFIs. While coming to the motivation part, I think the first important point is that two-way communication. We seldom hear that people are being, there's a top-down approach in communication, and people are entrusted with certain, communications, which is more of one-sided, and we don't hear them out. One important aspect of motivation or to keep people motivated is to hear people out. And I think that's a very important key message that I want to deliver to the trainers and to the HR folks, in that please hear your people out. Sometimes by hearing, you can solve a lot of problems that they have. Unfortunately, in our industry, a lot of guys are not being heard properly. So that's the first point I want to share. The second point I would talk is, is appreciation and recognition. We do a lot of things, but unfortunately, the people at the grassroots level, they start, they early in the morning and continue till late night. But there is a lack of recognition which is there. A lot of companies I know, they do a lot in terms of recognition, but it is very important that we recognize the efforts of these people, because what gets them going. Remember, as I said in my starting point, this is all about emotional connect. This is all about building the connect with our people emotionally. And simple things like, acknowledging their efforts, acknowledging what they've done, a pat on their back, simple way of, simple things like talking to that guy in a proper tone. A guy may not be successful every time. He might fail in the way he do things. He might fail for 1 day, he might fail for 5 days, he might fail for 7 days, he might fail for a month also. But it's very important that how do we counsel those people? It's very important how do we talk to those people. Sometimes, the managers fail in this aspect. They talk to people in a very rude manner and say that I don't need you or something like that. That makes the people completely demotivated. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons why attrition happens in the MFI sector. So appreciation, recognition, and the way we talk to people is very important. Third, I believe, is also from a policy perspective is employee well-being. That are the organizations, taking care of employees? Do we stand with them? For example, we hear a lot of cases where people meet accidents every day. At that time, are the organizations empathetic about it? We have heard a lot of cases where organizations stop salaries of people if their leaves are not there. So, and if they have met an accident or something. It's very important that people are empathetic, and we are empathetic to these people, and we understand the reasons why, what has happened to the person. Employee well-being, policies, for example, policies in times of COVID, for example, a COVID insurance cover or a medical health support cover, or maybe simple things like leave policies. If they can be changed to the benefit of the employees, then it can do wonders to their motivation. Simple things like people are not even given leaves. Now, obviously, a person who works 6 days a week, if they're asking for a leave for 1 day or 2 days in a month, I think that's something that we as an organization, all organizations can actually permit them to have. These are very simple things, but these are very big issues which comes up in the way of demotivation in our employees. Very, very important. Another important aspect I believe is walking the talk. Walk the talk. As leaders in MFIs, or as I heard a lot of people, they say a lot of things, but they don't act on it. It's very important that when you talk or when you say something to those people, you have to act on that. It's not only about saying; it's also about how you acting on what you have said is very important. So walk the talk is also very important, which helps in motivating and keeping the people motivated. Another aspect I believe is, again, I believe the boss and subordinate relationship, extremely critical for motivation. And these are basic stuff. The first thing that people get demotivated is because when they see that the boss doesn't support a person or the subordinate, and there is where his demotivation starts. We all understand and know the statement that people don't leave for any other thing but only for their bosses, and people stay for their bosses. So it's very important how healthy the relationship is between a boss and a subordinate. Small thing, but I think we all know about it, but I think we need to practice that in our day-to-day lives. Very important, because we have trainers out here. How we create a training culture, a culture of learning for employees. Remember, most of our people in the MFI sector are probably past 10 pass out or past 2 pass outs. How do we increase their skill sets? How do we build on the skill sets? How do we keep them motivated by new learning, by adding a lot of new learnings to them? It is also a very, very important aspect for them to get motivated and stay motivated. And lastly, I would say that, last two, in fact, I would say that one is create policies for career growth. I think every organization should look at how we can create policies where people can grow with the organization. As long as growth is being taken care of for the employees, people will never leave the organization. People will always stay with the organization. And lastly, I believe it's very important to understand that, the culture of trust and the culture of empathy. We also need to understand that creating a culture of trust from the organization to the employee and vice versa. is extremely critical and important to ensure that people stay and get engaged, stay engaged in the organization. I think these are my opening remarks about motivation. It is not rocket science. We might do, remember one thing, a lot of people, we do birthday celebrations or big events or something. But remember, these are only a momentary thing which we do for people. These are basic hygiene issues. These are basic hygiene things one has to do. But what I said was for engagement is actually, is where the people, be at the branches, how the branch managers relate to the people, how the leaders relate to the people, what are the policies that we have for their employees' well-being, are some of the key, what are the growth policies which we have, are some of the key factors which will keep the employees motivated and continue to be there with the organization. So that's all from my end. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing very valuable insights about the human resources in microfinance. Yeah, Bikram sir was also supposed to join us, but then due to things have exceeded the maximum limit, he is not able to join. So now we'll go on to the training. Maybe later on, at the end of the training, we can ask him to join, share his insights. Now over to Jaiseelan sir. We'll commence the training.
So good afternoon to all. First, I would like to thank Dr. P. Satish sir, Director, Sa-Dhan, for giving me this opportunity, and Associate Director, Dr. Saibal, Ritu Barna, and Shakatik for helping me to evolve this module, so that we conducted a training need assessment, and we talked to certain HR heads and training heads, and we found out their requirements, and then we developed this module. And also I thank Mr. Subir sir for giving the introductory remarks. And he also emphasized first the need for emphasizing the sense of purpose among staff. So that's the same thing we are going to cover. I'm going to exclusively cover on that purpose-centered approach. So thank you, sir, for giving that kind of lead. That's the need of the hour during this challenging times. So once again, I welcome all our MFI friends, HR heads, as well as training heads and technical teams, operational people. So I welcome you to this ToT on employees motivation for MFIs. So I'm Dr. Jaiseelan, CEO of Richam Academy. So I'm a former banker and in microfinance since 2000. So last more than 25 years, I am in the field. So I would like to start the program. Usually I start with this motivational quotes. So I selected this quote: if God is shaking your nest, He's preparing you to fly. This is an apt quote I often quote in meetings, particularly during this COVID time, because COVID has disrupted the entire world. It has not left the advanced or so middle income or everybody, right from poorest to richest, everybody is affected. So it has impact is more. We have been feeling for the last 1.5 years, everybody is works as well as personal life have been impacted. So at this point of time, we should have the faith on God, because He is shaking our nest. Only He is preparing to fly. Because otherwise, what they are telling, otherwise it takes 5 years to have that kind of digitalization that has happened in only 1 year, the last 1 year. That have been pushed. We have been pushed to change ourselves to that kind of changes. So in that way, if you take COVID, definitely there is going to be the better side sooner. Well, let us hope. With that hope, now we will begin the session. So what I am going to cover, I'm having 3 presentations. So first thing is rewiring mindset to keep the staff motivation level up. Because nowadays we see a lot of negativity spread. If you see TV in the morning, it always gives all the negative news. So Corona is affected, so much thing. So many people would have actually recovered, but they will not highlight that one. So they will highlight about the death or spreading these things, that thing, like that only. If you open up the newspaper, that also will tell everything negative, negative, negative. Magazines, negative. WhatsApp forwards, negative. So at this point of time, we should first give a positive messages to our staff members, particularly in the field, because they are actually facing the pressure from the people as well as from the top. So we should keep up their motivation level up. So I will be talking about how to rewire our mindset. And second thing, so that how to influence the team, because now that post-crisis or during crisis, it's a very, very dynamic phase. So everything is evolving. So we cannot be sure how it is going to unfold. So we should be prepared for everything. That way we have been pushed now. So how to influence our team during this difficult period? That's the thing I'm going to talk about. So in that, I'll be sharing about the purpose-centered approach. Then last one. So during the last meeting, people asked, so we should learn lessons from the past crisis. So what we can learn so that we can adapt to that kind of thing and we can overcome these challenges. Like that, they made requests. So I've gone through some literature review and collected some past crisis and taken some lessons out of that. So in the last part, I will share that, and I will also share how to overcome the current challenges so that we will become resilient and overcome this pandemic. So this is going to be my presentation. So you can always ask questions. So I'm open to take questions then and there. So you are free to ask any questions. So with this, so I would like to take the first topic. So for the participants, I have a small gift also as a token of love to our MFI team. So I have a gift. I will announce this gift at the end of the program. Okay. So the first topic is rewiring mindset. So why the mindset matters now? If you take any program for any success, for anything, so 80% the reason they are telling is mindset. So only 20% is others, maybe technical skills or other, everything the 20%, but 80% is only mindset. So that is why we should focus more on mindset. If you fine tune the mindset and create the correct attitude among our team, then we can win over, we can overcome any situation, any challenge. So that is the need of our. So the mindset is changing the mindset of the team. So that will be a huge task for a HR person or for a training team. So now COVID-19 brought more uncertainty. We used to always tell the life is uncertain, volatile, ambiguous, like dynamic, ever changing, like that we always used to tell. But this time we are actually realizing that uncertainty, because we are not able to predict anything, because it's a very, very unique pandemic, this COVID. So last time we thought, so in December it will be improved, in March it will be okay. Like that, our recovery position also went as pre-COVID level. We thought in the first quarter will be good. But unfortunately, again, second wave cropped up and we suffered. Those 2 months were very, very scary. Because last time only livelihoods affected, but this time we also, lives of the staff have also been affected. So MFI faced a lot of difficulties during the second phase. But now second phase is coming down. We are feeling a sigh of relief. At this moment itself, again, now another bomb has been exploded. So third wave is on the waiting list. So we are hearing. So now it's the only thing we must accept. There is going to be uncertainty forever. So we are realizing this in a very, very practical way. Every day, there is some new news about this pandemic. So this uncertainty leads to what? It leads to fear and anxiety. Because, so we don't know. So what will happen? So during uncertain times or crisis period, people immediately become panic. So what will happen to me? That will be the first question in the minds of all the people. And people are confused because they are giving so many options. This, that, this, that. So they're overwhelmed, which leads to the feeling of fear and anxiety. In American Doctors Association, they released one statistics. So I was very much surprised to see that kind of thing, because America is supposed to be the #1 top country where the huge infrastructure, medical, as well as they vaccinated to the larger population. Even then, they found that 40% of their adults are depressed because of this pandemic. This is the report from the Medical Association of America. See that kind of thing. If 40% of adult people are depressed because of this lockdown and pandemic effects, so most of the time, so our life has been confined to home or it has been deviated from the normal. So everybody feeling the anxiety. So our people are no exception. So MFI team also at various level is undergoing different levels of anxiety. So we need to find out how to address these things. Immediately during the crisis period, what will happen? People normally play the game of blaming others because we don't know what to do. The easiest thing is to blame others. Blame the boss, blame the government, blame the policy, blame the system, blame the economy, the society or environment. So the blame game continues. So this is the situation because of the uncertainty. So now what we need to do? So particularly in our MFI industry, what we have seen, so last year and current year, so due to the reduction in recovery percentage, lot of fear about the future of the sector. So many people used to ask me, so whether we have the future, sir, or whether I need to shift to the another sector. So they are confused. So many people, unfortunately, some MFIs, which cannot meet their liquidity requirements, they went for some job reduction. So people suffered the job loss or income reduction. In that case, some of the thing, our staff members, they may not be directly affected, but some member of the family member would have been affected because of this pandemic. So any of that economic impact will be at the household level. And again, as now the third wave is waiting, again, fear on how the new normal will unfold, because that also we don't know. So, but we have learned some lessons from the past, from the first crisis. So we need to be better prepared and prepare ourselves to face the third wave, if at all it comes. So under this very, very challenging circumstances, so what is our first thing as a HR head or training team head? What we need to do? The first one is giving hope to the people. So I am here, we are here. Like that, if you give the hope to the people, so Mr. Subir has highlighted the communication. That's very, very critical. It should reach down the line up to the last person. So if you give the hope, the people will feel safe. First thing about the sector. The sector definitely has got huge scope. So already we have been serving only around 20 to 25% of the market. So when I published my book, Scaling of Microfinance, What Next? I did a demand study for microfinance and I found that yearly 8,86,000 crores is needed for people's requirement, assuming that 60,000 per family requirement. But during that year, around 2,25,000 crores only was disbursed every year. So roughly it was only 25% of the total demand is being met by the industry. So we have a huge credit gap to go ahead and serve the unserved and underserved in our various parts of the country, the remote villages, the last mile. So only MFIs, we have the capability to reach out to those people. So the future is bright. No problem. That hope we should give to the staff members. And another thing, the World Bank has given a report that this pandemic, because of health pandemic, as well as the continued lockdown, which has impacted the economy, will push 150 million people into extreme poverty by end of the 2021. That's also there. So if another 150 million people are pushed into extreme poverty, for them, credit will be the main blood lifeline. that lifeline can be only given by the MFIs, because no other institution have that kind of reach to reach out to the extreme poor in the remote corners of the country. So we can very well tell our employees, so we have got a very good future. This is just a difficult time. It's a passing cloud. It will also pass through. We will also pass through this difficult. So our each talk, each conversation should give them hope. That's the need of the hour. And one more thing I would like to highlight. So microfinance sector, we have seen so many crises. So right from AP crisis, in AP crisis itself, so many other sub crises were there. Krishna district and other places. So like that, we have seen so many crises. In 2017, we have seen demonetization crisis. So in every crisis, so microfinance sector bounced back with a lot of resilient power. See, in 2010, after AP crisis, almost some 7,000 crores we lost, all the banks put together. But after that, the RBI regulations came. It boosted the morale of the confidence of the banks and investors. So today, bank share of lending in microfinance sector is gone huge. They have taken a major share. Investors coming and investing in MFIs. So that exponential growth after this 2010 crisis. Like that, if you take the 2017 demonetization, we all suffered. The recovery level went down. But after that, we did one good thing. So everybody shifted from cash disbursement to disbursement through credit. Do you agree with me? All this. So our MFIs are very, very resilient. So definitely, we'll also come through this one. So already some of the MFIs have gone into digital mode. So they have not suffered in the second wave as they suffered in the first phase, because they have learned some lessons and they prepared and they converted part of their process as under digital mode, so that even if mobility is curtailed, they continued their critical operations. So in that way, they customized, they adapted to the new evolving environment. So that is why the microfinance sector is highly resilient. It has been time and again proved worldwide. So we can be confident. And third one, so RBI recently has come out with the consultative document releasing its proposed guideline regulations on microfinance. So that is also giving a lot of good news to the MFIs, because many things has been eased out, like interest cap and this kind of qualifying assets, so restricting thing. So it gives a lot of flexibility to MFIs. So that will also accelerate the growth of the sector. So now with this, we can give our staff with evidence-based data that sector is bound to grow in the days ahead. So you will not bother about shifting from this sector to another one. Like that, if we give the hope, so definitely they are bound to be staying with us. Can we do that? Can we give the hope to the entire our field team first? So if you are ready, please type in the chat box, yes. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then how to remove fear? The fear is also actually, whenever this kind of crisis, fear is a genuine, general one. Everybody has got fear for various things. But during this crisis, it increases. So particularly if you take, so everything is converting as digital, then some of the staff, old timers who are with the organization for maybe 15 years or 20 years, they may feel, so I cannot learn the new skill. So they may feel redundant. So they should not see that kind of thing, because it's possible. Digital is not a difficult stuff. We can learn easily. So we should give them opportunities. We should facilitate opportunities for them so that they will learn that. So what we need to tell them? So for what you have the fear, please embrace the fear. So for what you have fear, you do that activity repeatedly. In some of the cases last time, what happened, some of the admin staffs have been, otherwise they need to reduce the staff. So they have been converted as field staff. So they may not be exposed to these kind of sales orientation. They may be comfortable only with calculating or using Excel or accounts like that. So when they go to the field, they have to talk more, they have to do the sales, marketing, everything. So they may not be accustomed to that kind of thing. But we need to take out their fear. So we need to talk, we need to ask them to talk more. So if you talk to 10 people, at least 2 people will listen. So that will be the strike rate. So we should teach them. They should not feel immediately after talking to 3 people. So I have talked to 3 people, nobody has taken our product, sir. You should not feel immediately. So it will not work. So if you target 10 people, some 3 or 4 people will come to our product. So that will be the thing. So we need to educate them and reskill them so that their fears can be removed. So that's the main role of our training department. So what I used to tell as a fear, face everything and rise up. So that will be the new definition for the fear. So that fear should be eliminated from, it's a mindset issue only. It's only in the mind. So we should remove from them and enable them to not to bother about what others will tell or what others will think. This is also one of the reasons everybody used to fear. Because if I start something, so using the new skill, if I fail, so what others will tell, whether my friend will laugh, so when my neighbor will laugh at me. So that will be the worrying factor that prevents us from doing or from progressing. So we should tell our staff, please, whenever initiating any new things under this new normal, you don't bother about what others will be telling or what others will tell, what others will think. Because from the beginning, this fear has been coming from this pressure only, social pressure. So what my parents will think, what my close friends will, what my family members will think, that puts us not to try. It comes as a barrier. So we have to remove that. And another one for eliminating the fear, supporting fast fail. So we are initiating one thing. So we are introducing some transformation program. So we are giving new skills to all the people, maybe use of tablets or mobile apps. Is if they fail, so we should support them to rise up. Okay, so you missed. So try one more time, over and again. So when they do repeatedly, when they do consistently, they will get the confidence. So then the fear will be removed. So fear will be there. Fear is common, but it is our duty. So we should not again increase the fear. We should not, even if you're not learning this simple skill, so you will be thrown out. Like that, we should not use that kind of disempowering language, but we should support them at this crucial hour and we should empower them and we should reskill so that they will be used. So because this time, actually some more scope for a role change. Because this COVID, we don't know how it is going to evolve further. So if it is going to be very, very impactful, then our digitalization will go again in more. So microfinance is a high touch model. So, but when we reduce this and when we increase the digital mode, naturally people at the front end or anything, the people will be surplus and we need to use them for other works. So people's mindset should be ready to accept any role. So they should not have any fixed thing. So that fear also we should remove. So these are all the main challenges with the HR departments as well as training departments. So you can design the curriculums, design in all your training programs. So you can include one topic about mindset. So that first you prepare the mindset. If you prepare the mindset, then everything is fine because they themselves will do it everything. So if we don't prepare the mindset, if you give all skill sets, it will not work because they are not change their attitude, they are not change their mindset, they are not going to take the new skills. So it will be our waste of our efforts and expenses. So the removing the fear is also one of the very basic need at this crucial hour. Okay. So another one thing we have seen, so during panic, people used to blame because I'm not going to do anything. It's out of my control. So I'm not doing anything. So I'm blaming all others except me. So that will be the attitude of any person at this difficult hours. But as a leader, what we need to do, we need to do two things here. So first thing is make our staff stop blaming others. They should take 100% responsibility. So for whatever reason, stop blaming others and take 100% responsibility. That should be our first message to all our staff at all level, right? From senior, middle, and branch level, and at the field level. All level, at every level of that. So I always tell this also. So leadership is not by position. So Robin Sharma used to tell. So leading without title. So I believe in that concept. Because leadership is not only for top or only for middle or only for branch. It is at every level. Even for a credit officer, they will be leading the clients. So that group president or secretary, they will be leading the members. So the members will be leading at the family level. So every person, if you take any person, they will be leading at some point of time, at some level, maybe in the family level or friends level or a volunteering work level. So anything as a small team or bigger team, according to their responsibility. So everybody has to fulfill the leadership. So under these circumstances, leadership is servant leadership. That is serving others, developing others. So that should be our focus. So every leader at the senior, middle, and at the branch level, we should inculcate these habits. Stop blaming and take responsibility. Okay, how to take 100% responsibility? So there are two options. So life is always a choice. We have so many choices in our life. So how we exercise, that makes the success or failure. Because events, that's the, in life, every day we are facing a lot of events at home, at office, wherever we go to the field, we are facing a lot of events. So each event, we cannot control anything because it's predestined. It is happening. We don't have any control on that kind of event. What is happening? What is happened is happened. We don't have any control. But that or is our choice. The or is either reaction or response. So reaction or response, it is our choice. Reaction means what I mean. So immediately, emotional state of affairs, giving back. So in that thing, so when emotion takes over, our brain shuts down. So what happens here, the decisions coming, it will not be rational because the emotions take over. We are in a very, very emotional state of affairs. We don't know what we are doing. We talk something and we pass on, comment something. This happens so many times in the field. Because of slightest some trigger, people get anger and talk so many things. Reaction. But instead, even if you are triggered, please stop for a while. Take a deep breath. Three times, inhale, exhale. So you come to the state. Your mind is balanced, calm, still. You are not emotional. You are pushing away your emotions. So now you can take a better decisions. That response will be better, leading to a good outcome. So always we should train our team members not to react, but to respond. That is the way of taking 100% responsibility. This I used to tell always these things. So whenever, suppose in field, they are going for collection and they're coming in one spot, they missed one collection. So when they come and report to their immediate boss, so many times I have heard from the field staff, so they are firing, sir, without asking any of our reasons. See, that is the reaction. So, but firing, what it happens? Who is firing, he is also injuring his body. Because when we are tense, our emotions goes up. So actually what happens during that time? In brain, there is a hormone called the cortisol that is secreted. Cortisol increases stress level. So when we are stressed, we cannot think properly. Our breath will be very, very shallow. So our oxygen intake is reduced. So as oxygen flow to the body is restricted, our muscles become very tough. So we cannot take a normal decision during that time. So when we scold or when we yell at the staff, so we don't know what we are talking ourselves. Sometimes later we'll regret, oh, I have talked that word like that. It will happen because it's all reaction because of emotional thing. So we should advise our staff not to practice this kind of reactions, but response. So let them listen to the field staff. So what has happened? Because 10 people have paid only 1 person. So that would be some adequate or substantial reason maybe there. Because staff would have not also come from that spot unless there is a reason for that. So that person would have been ill, or the person would have gone outside tomorrow for some marriage or some death or anything. That reason may be a good reason. So we should listen. We should take a just 1 second, not immediate reaction, just small gap to analyze the things rationally. So when you put down your emotion and you take the logic, you go by reasoning. So then you take proper decision. So that leads to good outcome. So if we practice this kind of thing to our team members in the field level, so definitely, so more people will not get angry. Because many times I used to see this point whenever I go to the field visits, I have observed this point in more number of MFIs. The second thing is start looking within themselves. So many people, they used to say me, so I'll be happy if I get that. So I'll be happy if I earn that amount. I'll be happy if I reach that position. It's not like that. Happiness is not like that. So happiness is not outside. If you say, if I reach that level, then only I will be happy, you will be never happy. Because, so when you go up to this level, so let us see a mountain. So we are reaching this top. Immediately when we reach the top, there will be another mountain here, there will be another peak. So we'll see here, so our mind will be eager to go to that peak. So like that, so whenever we reach one level, we will be seeking for another level. So that we think. So if we relate something external to our happiness, we will not be happy. So at this crucial moment, we should always feel happy and be present at this moment. Then only we can effectively overcome the challenges, face the challenges, face the pain points, face the problems upfront and tackle it. Because so many problems we are going to face, both from lender side, government side, regulator side, community side, politician side. So for a MFI, that stakeholder management itself is a very, very big issue. So in that end, we should be very, very cool and we should tackle it in a very, very effective way. So for that, what we need to practice our staff is to first, they're rewiring their mindset. So the rewiring mindset is so important because that is the first step. So everything revolves around that one. So now we will see, so what is rewiring, how to do that. So the rewiring mindset. So our brain has neurons, billions of neurons. Neurons are nerve cells. So there was a discovery by Donald Hebb neurons that fire together, they wire together. Wire means they bind together. So neural pathway, if you want to create a neural pathway, so our neurons should fire together. Then only it will wire together. So for that, what we need to do? Suppose when we think of a topic, immediately it turns, lights up a string of lights in our brain. So when we think again and feel it and act on that, more lights light on and activating millions of neurons in the brain. So that creates the new neural pathway. When that same action is repeated as a habit, new connections of neurons happen and it gets strengthened and it becomes a hardwire. Then the brain gets rewired. This is called neuroplasticity. That is changing the brain structure. This is possible. Suppose if you want to introduce one new habit, so in your team. So first thing, so punctuality, let us say. So group meeting starts by 7:30. So the 7:30 means they have to be there by 7:25. So first time it will be very, very difficult for them because, so suppose if they are going to only by 9 o'clock, going to the field at 9 o'clock, if they want to advance this to 7:25, it will be very, very difficult for them to adjust. So if they do it repeatedly, so then first thinking of that kind of advancement itself, they may feel that it is not possible, it will not. But when they start and they do it, then they will accustom. Then if they do it for a week, it will be easy. Over a period of 21 days, it becomes a habit. So London College of UK, they are telling a habit formation takes 21 days to 66 days. So depending upon the person and emotional intensity. So if they follow sincerely feeling, yes, I need to be there at 7:25, anything, whatever commit on its way, I will be there. If they are committed so much, definitely they can get through and be there at 7:25. So that kind of emotional intensity will fashion that habit formation. And once the habit is formed, the neural pathway is created, it will form as a very, very strong link. Then that they will not, even if they want to go late, their mind will be automated because it's automaticity. That's neuroplasticity. The brain function, because the brain is rewired to follow to that time schedule, and 7:25 they will be there. This is a simple example of rewiring. So we can, any habit we can change, because during this pandemic, so we need to change the many habits because way of life has changed. Way of work has changed. So earlier, at least there will be some time. It's office time, it's personal time. But now, because of most of the situation during lockdown and all, we accustomed to work from home. Now the personal space and office time, it gets merged. We don't know when it is office time. Even sometimes late night, we are getting clients call. So we need to attend to that. So it's changing. So in that way, so we need to adapt ourselves. We need to build new habits to tackle that kind of situation. So we need to highlight these points to our team members. So another thing, rewiring mindset. So we need to tell about the subconscious mind. It's a very, very powerful mind. See that there are two types of minds. Conscious mind, which is a rational one, it controls only 5% of our activities. But the subconscious mind, which is very, very subjective, it controls 95% of our activities. So it is very, very powerful. The subconscious mind works 24/7. It never sleeps. All our body functions like respiration, digestion, circulation, everything is controlled by that. It's like a tape recorder. It records all the past events, all the experiences, all the memories, everything. So whenever any situation comes, based on that past experience, immediately it decides. it sends the signal, it sends the response. So that is the power of subconscious mind. It is like a garden. So if you allow the garden to rise with weeds, only negative thoughts will come to you because your garden is full of weeds. But at the same time, if you remove the weeds and plant good seeds of thought, your mind will be real garden, subconscious mind. So that is the thing we need to make them. Because see, most of the time we unknowingly we consume the negative stuff from what you see, what you read, what you listen, what you hear. The morning, first morning, what we are doing. Immediately we are listening to the news, TV or paper or radio, anything. So media is always sensational. They want to create fear and always they want to keep people in anxiety. So they always project negative news. Whatever is happened, they will always put all breaking news. Repeatedly, they will show the visuals. So all those emotions, you carry those negative into your subconscious mind. It is harmful. That is an emotional diet. It's like diet. In physical diet, how the junk food we are taking, it harms our body. This toxic emotional diet, which we are taking, this kind of news or visuals, everything toxing our mindset. That is stored in subconscious mind. So we become negative because there is a saying, na? We become what we think and what we believe. The morning, early morning, our mind is very, very fresh. So during that time, if we see that kind of negativity, all negativity will get in. So that is why we should avoid that kind of negative stuff, particularly in the morning. If at all we want to see the news, okay, just 5 minutes to 10 minutes headlines. That's all. Not going into the negative news of details, everything. And second thing, let them remove the negative beliefs. So most of the staff, so I always used to, whenever I go for field visit, I used to talk to the field staff. Most of the staff may be talented, but they will be having their own inner negative beliefs that we call as the inner voice or little voice or their own voice, inner voice. So that I always tell, so I cannot do, I'm not enough, I'm not good. That kind of negative beliefs, because they don't have that kind of belief on themselves. So that is the point. So here again, we have to remove that barrier. So we have to start telling them, see, you've got all potential. Nothing has to come from outside. Everything you are having inside in your potential. So you first believe on yourself. You say all empowering words. You don't go for think of I cannot do, I'm not enough, I'm not good. If, suppose one area we are going to extend. So we are telling, so in that area, a lot of uncovered populations are there. So we estimate some 100 groups can be formed. Like that we are telling. Immediately that form, 100 groups, I cannot do, sir. So without getting into the detail itself, his feeling is because of negative belief. So first we should remove that one. So whatever the even higher target, I'm ready to take, I can do it. So that kind of feeling we should create. So how to replace the negative beliefs? It's with the positive beliefs. So they should speak the language of empowering language. Is I can do it. I am enough. I am good. Not I will. I will means future tense. Here, whenever we tell about the positive things, we should not use the future tense. That is most important because brain likes present tense. Brain reads when you tell in present tense. So always we should ask them to tell, I can do it. I am enough. I am good. So these are the very, very powerful words. If they repeat these words within themselves, so they can shut up their little voice or inner voice, which is telling, I cannot do, I am not enough, I am not good. So those voices should be shut up first. So that's the first thing. Then radiate positive message, share positive messages and help stop radiate positivity everywhere, every time. Because whenever, even when they are going for field visit also, when they talk to the people, they should give the hope. They should send the positive messages. So from senior team, so we can share the positive messages. A lot of positive messages are there. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam or Swami Vivekananda or Magatria or Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield, Robin Sharma. So stuff, we can collect those messages and we can share it with the staff, so that whenever they go to the first themselves, they should get motivated, and they should give this motivation to their family members and to their team and the clients and everybody else. So this positivity, when they radiate positivity, people will like them. So people will like to listen to their words because they are emitting the positivity, the positive vibrations. So they will be having always high energy as they talk positivity. So another one, rewiring mindset. So most of the people will be having the monkey mindset. So monkey mindset means what I am telling. So our mind processes on an average 60,000 information per day. It's a huge, huge one. It's a very big computer sitting inside our mind. 60,000. So how it is distracting? So definitely we cannot concentrate on anything. That is our nature of mind, because mind jumps from one item to another item. That's why they call it as a monkey mind. This is a message from Jay Shetty. So he has written in his book, Think Like a Monk and Act Like a CEO. That book, yes, given this one. It's a very good book. You can also read that one. It's a very interesting one. So when our mind is in a monkey mind stage, what will be that? It'll be confused because we are not sitting in one subject. 5 minutes thinking here, immediately 5 minutes, suppose we are thinking about this loan collection. So immediately another 5 minutes, what will happen to our disbursement? So what will become our lending? So what will lenders, bank, what they are going to tell? So everything we are thinking or changing our thinking every 5 minutes. So no concentration, no focus. So mind will be confused. So this kind of monkey mind will be another characterization. They'll be always comparing. So what he is doing, what he is doing. Like that, comparing with the others. As a best person, we always should not compare to others, because we should compete with ourselves. Then only we can move forward. So that also we can tell to our members. So you don't compare yourself with others, but yourself. So yesterday today I made at least 1% growth. So in Atomic Power Habits, they used to tell this 1% growth. So yesterday I was there. So today I made 1% growth. So tomorrow I will make another 1%. So like that, the incremental will be staked up and it will lead into a very great thing. 37 times growth. If we make only 1% growth every day, so we'll end up in 365% growth, which will lead to 37 times increase in our personal development. So like that, so whatever we should not get compared with others. And like that, same time criticizing. So who will criticize? The losers will criticize. So criticizing on others, criticizing on policy, criticizing on systems, everything. But the criticizing mind also should not come. So if you want to shift our monkey mind to monk mind, how it will look like? It is very, very focused. So as it is focused, there will be a confidence. And as focused, it is very calm. And it is collaborative also. Mindset always look for collaboration. In this COVID hours, so as an individual, we cannot do anything. For anything, it's a teamwork. So collaboration always needed. Maybe even for developing one new product or re-engineering a new process. So we need collaboration of all people, operations, HR, IT, so legal. Everybody has sit and everybody should see all the dimensions, operations, technology, regulation. So people point of view, everything we need to see, and then only we can say. So collaboration, it's a need of the hour. And compassionate, so more need, because people are in very, very distressed stage. So in that say, we should show empathy and compassion on them. So if you want to change your monkey mind to monk mind, so we can do that through doing meditation. So daily meditation. So let them first start with some 5 minutes, so at least 20 minutes daily. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then 20 minutes. So if they do it, so definitely the mind will be very, very relaxed. So then they will not react. They will always respond to the events, because there is a say. So what happens to you is only 10%. That is event. But how you respond to that event, it is 90%. So there only, when you are reacting, will be leading to negative outcome. When we are responding, it will lead to a good outcome. So that's the thing. So we can ask them, so we can facilitate. So meditation. So we can share that kind of meditation links to them, so they can start practicing in even group meditation. That is also the huge power, because the vibration will be more. So that kind of also we can promote. And next one is let them tell the affirmation statements. So affirmation statements also very, very powerful. Affirmation statements, we are rewiring our subconscious mind, because subconscious mind doesn't know whether it is real or imagination. It doesn't have any difference. So whenever we talk anything repeatedly, it accepts, and it attracts the resources and opportunities to make that as a reality. That's why they are telling we become what we think and what we believe. That's the science behind that. So that's why affirmation telling statements are very, very powerful. These affirmation statements, it is better to tell in the morning before sunrise, because before sunrise, everybody is sleeping. So entire universe is calm. Whenever you talk to a subconscious mind, it goes into that immediately. So I used to recommend this simple tool to start with. After that, they can adapt it to their choice. Anything, whatever they want to become, they can write after I am. So first, I used to recommend this simple tool of ABCDF. That is, I am awesome, I am brilliant, I am a change agent, I am delighted, I am energetic, I am fantastic, I am great, I am great, I am great. This will not take not even 2 minutes. So every day, 2 minutes, if they tell, that goes to subconscious mind. So they can take a printout of this and they can paste it near a mirror, and seeing the mirror and seeing their eyes, they should talk. This is also called self-talk. So they are talking to themselves. That increases their self-esteem, and the subconscious mind takes this too and makes it a reality. That's the thing. So I also started with this thing, but now I'm telling 21 other statements. Apart from that, I'm also telling other things like, so I'm exciting, I'm fabulous, I'm fantabulous, I'm incredible, I'm unstoppable, I'm loving, I'm caring, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm changing, I'm empathetic, I'm grateful, I'm transparent, I'm committed, I'm dedicated, like that. So whatever a team wants to become, they can tell that word, they can write after I am, and they can start telling these things. They can also write these I am affirmation statements in the morning as well as in the evening before going to the bed. So that will also help to rewire the mindset. So in the rewiring mindset, the daily habits also will help. So the daily habits, the Robin Sharma quote I want to use here. As you live your days, so you craft your life. So each day, instead of spending the day, so we are using the time and we are creating the days that will craft our life. Each day counts. That's the Robin Sharma message. So why we are following the daily habit? Because the brain time will be saved. Because once it is habit, the habit, it is automated. Action is automated. It will not go to take the brain's approval. So brain time is saved because of this automaticity. So what all the things successful people do? So early morning wake up, physical exercise 20 minutes, meditation 20 minutes, reading 20 minutes, reading on any subject. So daily reading gives us to edge so that we are updated. Suppose if you are taking a one field, so any field of their choice, they can read. So management, leadership, finance, customer relations, technology management, anything they can read. So one subject so that they can specialize on that and they can go deep into that, and following affirmations and having to-do list, a planning list, what I have to do today, and writing a gratitude journal. So I'm grateful to God and universe for these three things today. So I used to write a gratitude journal when I go to bed. I usually write for these three things. I'm grateful to God and universe and for this great day, like that. So when we say thanks to God and universe, the is shower back to us. What we give, it comes back to us. And unplug from devices from 1 hour before sleep, because this is because if you are continuously exposed to light, maybe TV or laptop or mobile phone, gaming and all, so our melatonin secretion will be affected, because melatonin's hormone from brain, it helps in good sleep. If its secretion is affected, good sleep will not be there. Our sleep will be disturbed. If you don't get good sleep the next day, so we cannot function normally. So it will be affected. So it's always better to have a good sleep, and to ensure that 1 hour before we can unplug, we can use that time for chit-chatting or reading some books or listening to music or spending time with the family. That's it. Going to bed early. So if you adopt these kind of things, so this will also help us to form the daily habits and help in rewiring. So in this, what we are doing from Bircham Academy, so we are daily sharing ATM, anytime motivational messages in all my social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta, and WhatsApp groups. So this service I'm doing now more than 180 days, just 180 days. Yesterday only I crossed to 180 days. And now it reaches 87,000 people daily across the globe. So these are my social media handles where I. So this is the first part I wanted to share with regard to rewiring. So now as a part of reflection, I have some questions. After that, I can open up for questions with regard to this first topic. Okay. So during the uncertainty period, people are focused, people are confident, people have the feeling of fear and anxiety. So what is that? You can just type out the response in the chat box. Yes, C is the correct answer, because during the uncertainty period, we have the feeling of fear and anxiety. So that's the thing we need to address that thing. The second question is, so what is meant by embracing fear? So we need to remove the fear. So for that, we are telling the embracing fear is the technique. So what is your choice? A, B, C. What is your choice? Please type in the chat box. Yes, B is the correct answer. Doing what you fear. So that one, if you take, then fear will be removed. For that only, I used to always tell fear means face everything and rise up. So then fear gone. So that's the idea. So how the monk mind will be? So out of 3 choices, what's the option? So A is the correct answer. Very good. Calm and focused. Monkey mind only confused and not clear, as well as comparing and criticizing. That's also monkey mind. So monk mind will be calm, focused, collaborative, and compassionate. So these are the things. So this is the first part. So now I'm ending here. So if I can take 1 or 2 questions. Please, Ashish Sharma raised a hand. Can you unmute yourself and tell your question? I can take the question. Yeah. Yes. So can you please tell the question? Who wants to? Mr. Karthik, somebody wanted to raise the question. Huh?
Yes, sir. That person is not able to.
Okay. Otherwise, we can ask Ms. Asirvad, head HR to talk for 2 to 3 minutes. Then I will take the second session. Okay. So I will take a break. Okay.
Yes, sir. So now we have Mr. Bikram Mishra, HR head of Asirvad. So he has been closely associated with us in designing this training program. So I request him to share his experiences, as Asirvad, is one of the major MFIs in the country. They have also been taking a lot of initiatives with respect to HR motivation. I request him to share his experiences in this regard. Yes, sir, please. Vikram sir, I request you, please.
I think he is not audible now.
Vikram sir, you're not audible.
Audible, yeah.
Hello? Vikram sir, you're there? You're not audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're not audible. Yes.
Okay. Sorry for this. So good afternoon. I should thank Natarajanji. He has kind of made my session little difficult because I came with some purpose. So I will try to do a extemper. First is I would like to thank all the participants here for the life they have lived for last 16 months. All the HR people and the leaders in the thing. Last 16 months from 24th March 2022, all these 16 months, what we have not done ourselves. First is all of us, we are meeting here alive. We have ensured that humanity is there. We have done every sort of things. There are few things we did, starting from drinking kada and advising employees to drink kada, but we have done a great job. I would like all of you to clap for yourself, at least 16 clap. Count yourself and clap that what Natarajan said, same 5 things. I am the awesome, I am the brilliant. Let's do the clapping for each of watch. Great, thank you. So coming to the point is, I think there are 2 kind of audience here. My name is Bikram Misra. I have been in HR. I'm a student of HR for 25 years, another 5 years to complete my graduation. So after that, probably I will play the same role what Natarajanji for doing, maybe a retirement role. Thank you. So coming to the point is, we have 2 sets. Any company, if starts with only in intent of making money, they will end up only thinking about that. ROI, top line, bottom line, all these are part of life. But real thing is, in an organization to have a motivation, the theme of the workshop is to have 2 things in mind: the leadership and the culture. Leadership is the key. The person who can take the big, large heart and talked about that, what I can do or not do. Very nicely presented by Natarajanji, what leadership should do. In my sense, there are 2 part of things we have to look at: the culture and leadership. In culture, there are 2 part. One is logistic and balance. What is logistic? Your policy, your framework, your structure, your infrastructures, your mindset. Mindset is great point he covered. And the second point is balance. Some of you are already kind of pinging. It's talk about the energy, emotion, the moral, then interactions, communications, and relations. So these are balancing. We have to balance this. Huge amount of things is around from this. I would not talk about like that motivation. What is motivation and all? I think in operationally, Subirji has covered and Natarajanji has covered. For me, a motivation is not a something we should do. Motivation is something is like building a purpose and passion. It's not, it's beyond retention. We have been reviewed with a lot of dashboard, why attrition is up, down and all. I think all of us, we have to focus only why the purpose, why we're bringing somebody to the company, and build a passion around that. Automatically attrition will take care. Now, I would like to coin a point here. We should start doing something called humanate. Last 15 months, all of us were listening one word called digitalization. Digitalization, everyone is talking about eliminating workforce. Like some example was given that revenue support people should be eliminated after the COVID because only revenue generators should be there. That means all the loan officers, branch managers, area managers would be there. But the field support who are there in accounts, audit, HR, training, quality, or admin person should not be there. It is very wrong thinking. It is not automate. So is not about the eliminating, rather enhancing the workforce in the sense. What I talk about humanity is nothing but hand, head, and heart. Hand is nothing but all transactional. I quickly you can write down is a RAD, a repetitive, auditable, documented. All those things are done by hand. But head is interactions, decisions. You cannot document, you cannot audit, you cannot do any kind of repetitions. A head is something is individual head and it keeps on changing. Nothing can be documented. And that's the important part. Both hand and head will bring to the heart, which is feeling my experience, my thing. If I have been taken care by my hands and head, my feeling will be better, my experience will be better, I am motivated. As simple as this concept. Now the question is how will bring this energy? People talk that it should be from top leader, it should be CEO, it should be CHRO. As an individual, each one of us as a HR person, we can create an energy. Let me give you, all of us, we came to know on 23rd March, yes, Dr. Modi will be announcing something. But we could have decided something, go home and just keep quiet and done. I decided to create energy. I took the chance. I started drafting a one-pager audio message in 9 languages, staying back whole night. I wanted that to go everyone, but then I started thinking, though I am addressing to Ashirvad employees, it may be for overall. And I got a lot of compliment from a counterpart. Sir, your message was very good, apt and time. Then the decision of what we'll do if 3 weeks we are going to be locked down. We immediately decided that we'll create two things. One is we'll ask all employees to go home. You might say that it was a bad decision. Yes, I agree. But we decided that, then we decided that we'll pay salary on 24th, 6 days before the month end. Then we decided that what we'll do with local conveyance. There could be auditable why I will pay for 30 days when they are not working for 6 days. So very smartly, we decided that we'll do local conveyance for 24 days. Remaining, we'll call them as a disturbance allowance to reach home. So that's what is HR person can do to manage the different push and pull. Then I created an audio message which went to all the employees, and then the energy started. Then we started telling them that you do something called Employee Connect, and we'll do all HR people will do Employee Connect, and they will do a Customer Connect. And what they were talking, stay home, stay safe, distance. Then we started doing a lot of flyers, YouTube channel, all those things. But immediately we started looking at what we'll do. Our GMC group medical claim was expiring on 4th April. Immediately we started talking that let's cover the COVID in this. You may say that it is a stupid decision, but that energy, that thought process to include, because obviously no GMC covers COVID, because it has been covered by the government hospital. But at that moment, we decided to do because we want to send a signal that we are there for you. That's the point. Then we move. What we'll do, first half, they will do employee customer connect. Second half, let's drive all our e-learning. Let's do higher study. Let's take care of all the MFIN Sa-Dhans related, all the training program, whatever RBI is mandating. We started driving that 45 days. People are engaged, connected, and there was energy. See, this is something we have to do. Motivation happens automatically. If you engage, you talk about them, it is very important to that we should maintain. Now, moving to the point is, I can keep on talking. We did mistake. We sent people off. Then when they come back, they were not able to come back. Branch manager has a key. So branch was not opening. It's okay. I thought we failed somewhere. It's great. It's not working. It's a great. Let me tell you, scar is beautiful. Those Hindi speaking guys, chotil sundar hai. We should take, it's better to take chance and fail down than give up. Then we revised, we keep on doing that. Employee also understood that there is a connect, there is a connection. Connected and connection is important. You build a connection of network of energy. Energy should be distributed, it will be. Is it necessary that somebody CEO or CHRO to do? No, each one of you can do that in your span. Each cluster HR or a business HR managing a set of 250, 300 employees, he can create energy. So it's more about distributing the energy. Automatically motivation will happen. People will get connected and then things will happen. I think there are many things we did. We started looking at how we'll take care of employees if they do not want to go home because they thought that they will infect their family. So we started looking at how we'll take care of, we created a kitchen kit. Then we created some kind of arrangement that they can stay back and quarantine themselves or can medicate themselves within the branch. So things moved. Then we looked into vaccination. As all of you know, we are now at a 70% vaccinations. It's still, we're probably number one. We can still go to a level of 90-95%. That's important. But there is hesitation. There will always a push and pull. But as a HR person, you can create a motivation. Now, giving last point before I hand over to Natarajanji, how will do that? See, every marketing company do something called customer segmentation. For you, your customer is employee. Do not try to attack everyone or engage everyone in one go. You cannot motivate everyone in same scale. Do a segmentation. Let me tell you quickly, we can do a separate session, or you can go through my profile, see certain articles on that. I have written a lot of articles, how we can motivate and engage employees by doing segmentations. You have one set of employees new to the organization. Do a first impression. First 6 months, hold them, talk to them, understand their problem, your infant attrition will come down. You have certain set of people who are not growing, but they have been in system for a longer period. We can call them as a value employee. They have been valued. They may not be good. Then you have a hypo, high potential. Don't get confused with high pay and hypo. High pay means high performer. Lot of you, almost all of us, we get confused between high pay and hypo. So you can create something hypo, a meeting with like a knowledge street with a business head, because they always expect challenging. They get engaged through that. You keep on giving them new assignment, they look at that. Then you can create something for aged people. It's a diversification. Then you can do a woman empower sessions. You may say, sir, you are telling same FGD, but I'm giving a new name, women empower, we sessions. Then if you have some people who are from particular area, they are in distance. Let's say a lot of people from Assam is sitting in Chennai. I can do some Bihu program for them, or Gujarati, some Garba here. So like that, you have to segmentize your employees to get connected. Everyone has different need, motivations are different. I think with that, I would like to close. One thing, remember, one big point for motivation is sense of belongingness. How will bring? First is sense of ownership should be there, purpose and passion should be there. If I am joining as an account person, why I am there, what is my role, and whether I am owning or not. Second point is sense of responsiveness. If your sense of ownership and sense of responsiveness has been built into that, sense of belongingness will come in place, you are motivated. Life will be very easy. I think with that, I would like to close and hand over to Karthik. It is pleasant talking to all of you. It's good life. I think we are ready now for wave 3. Nothing will happen to any of our employees. Wish that all of you are able to conquer this world. No more fight about the oxygen and other things. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing all your valuable experiences and insights. It was really great listening to you. Thank you very much. I think we'll continue to do a lot of programs in future, HR teams on behalf of Sa-Dhan with your support. Now, over to Jayasilan, sir. We'll go to the next session. Yes, sir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Bikram, sir. So you actually shared what you have taken actions. It's amazing. It's really helping this kind of time. It's inspiring to others also to follow this kind of activity. Thank you, sir. And you highlighted the sense of purpose. Again, you highlighted this is the same topic. Now I am going to take the second session. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I will share my screen. Can you see the screen now? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So now topic is how to influence the organizational behavior during the difficult situations. So again, I want to quote this very pertinent quote here. Our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi's quote, be the change you want to see it in others. Yes, during this difficult time, we are talking about a lot of changes. So we'll change, that should be changed, this should be changed, but the change should happen first at the top. So then only it should percolate down. Then only we have the right to tell others to change. So that's the message we can take from Mahatma Gandhi's message. So when we want to change the organizational behavior, first it should start from self. Then only it can percolate down to team. Then it will spread to entire organizations. That's the way. So first we need to change everything in the self individual level. There we start. Okay. So what happens during a crisis? So it brings surprise, disrupts normal life, anxiety, fear, insecurity, depression, emotional, totally chaos. These emotions change the people's behavior. So that's the result. So that's why some people are not behaving to the expected level because they are undergoing some amount of depression or emotional, maybe at the household level, they may be having some different kind of pressures. So we need to see that in perspective. So during or immediately after the crisis, everybody looks up to the leader. They see the leader, what their leaders are doing. They will be very, very particular about this in every situation, in every organization. So sensitize your leadership team, senior, middle, as well as branch level team on the need to be action oriented. We should be always action oriented because this is the time very much dynamic, very, very fluid state. We cannot be static. So we need to take every time even small actions that will send a positive signal to the field teams because field team is very, very in a difficult situation. So we must give them confidence. And Nega ji has asked what kind of specific motivation we need to give. I will cover that one. So once it comes in an appropriate place, I will cover. During this presentation, I am going to cover. And Mr. Sarvadi has asked how to grow confidence of frontline staff. That also will cover during this presentation. Okay. And train the leaders at various levels on purpose-centric leadership to improve the employee engagement as well as improve their productivity. Because the purpose-centric leadership has got huge scope under these circumstances. And crisis also brings an opportunity because it brings out people's latent potential. We don't know. So within inside, so what we have talent. So if you take, in my case, so in 2019, I retired. So earlier I was a group CEO of Hanian India Group. So managing 11 of its institutions, managing more than 5,000 people across 16 states. So, but my digital knowledge was very, very little. In fact, I was in the LKG level, knowing very little. But immediately after my retirement, I took some 6-month courses at digital just to equip myself with some basic things. But it helped in 2020 to do my digital trainings. 70% of my trainings I delivered through digital media itself, online training. So my business was not affected because of COVID. I didn't expect this thing because this crisis has brought out the latent potential of that digital learning. So like that. So every staff will have potential. That potential will be brought out by this crisis. And crisis also exposes weaknesses of individuals as well as organizations. Even the first thing itself exposed so many weaknesses because we were not prepared for liquidity. So earlier also we will be planning for liquidity, but it will be for namesake. But last time only we felt actually what is liquidity. So how we need to care for that kind of cash basic expenditures for at least 3 to 6 months, how we need to conserve cash. So last year, because we experienced that kind of setback and critical functions. So how we can, so always we used to prepare business continuity plan, but always it will be for paper's sake. But last year we actually faced. So those institutions which have prepared real business continuity plan, they escaped. So we made an interview with the 25 MDs of MFIs last year to assess the impact of COVID. During that time they shared. So we are well prepared. So we are not been affected. We already segregated our functions which are critical. So that can be even operated through remote means. So they have been well prepared. So they have the strategy. So they maneuvered the crisis easily. They have not been affected. So like that, this will also bring out our weaknesses, which we can improve upon. So we can take this, we can also, as an organization, as a HR head, you can also help people to find out this newly found talent and nurture them, give some feedback and improve the weaknesses. So this is our role. So why purpose is important? If you take the Gallup survey, it's a global survey, very, very reputed, Gallup. So 87% of the staff are not engaged. That means if you have 100 staff, only 13 people are coming to the job with full heart, full involvement, 100% giving there. So other 87 people are just coming 10 to 5 and their physical presence is here, but mind is somewhere else. So they may be looking out for some other job or some other sector. At right opportunity, they will switch over to something else. So in that way, they are not engaged. So then what is the reason? So we need to address, this is the pain point. See our evolution of economy. Earlier, it was rural economy. First, we started with the agriculture. Then it became the industrial economy. So when automation, machineries, everything, industry revolution happened. Then IT took over, information technology. So everything, it went computerization and automation and all. So now the latest concept is purpose economy. So all the Fortune 500 companies are focusing on the purpose, because now the business stakeholders expect the business to take care of the society also. So that is the broader sense. That is the business not only focusing on profit, but it also addresses the concerns of other stakeholders, key stakeholders, maybe clients, staff, vendors, communities, planet. So this is purpose economy has been highlighted in Aaron Hurst's book. So very nice book. You can also read that one for further thing. So what is purpose? Why purpose? So why purpose? So in competition, microfinance competition is intense. If you see the staff turnover ratio is very, very high, 43%. Earlier, during earlier years, so when we talk about 10% staff, 10% staff is too high like that, bring down to less than 5% like that. But now it has exceeded 40%. As per Sa-Dhan report of 2020, it is 43% our average. It's a very, very huge. That means every year out of 100 people, 43 people are new persons. That means organization requires huge training cost, huge hiring cost. So we are not able to retain the staff within ourselves. That's something, then we need to really look into that kind of thing. Some MFIs scaling up as a large MFI, they find it difficult to be mission driven. At the founder level, when they started small, they were very, very mission driven. But when they scaled up as a 500 people or 1,000 people strong, so they are not able to articulate that kind of mission down the line. So the field totally they lost. They're just driving the numbers and they're bringing all the problems. So what is purpose? Purpose is your why, the reason for your existence of your organization, of your MFI. The purpose is also for standing for a bigger cause. So maybe eradicating poverty or improving education or promoting good health. There are 17 sustainable development goals. So whatever it may be, you can take anything, whatever you want. So Deloitte Global Resilience Report, latest 2021 report, identified top 3 for the next decade. These are the societal issues as ranked by the respondents: climate change and environmental sustainability. Second thing, healthcare and diseases. Third one, gaps in education, skills and training. These three things are the top societal issues. So we can also take these things and address. So what is purpose? Purpose is making a difference in the life of others. So in clients, we are dealing with the clients. So they are coming to us, they take our capital and they start a new business. So there's level from a homemaker, they come as an entrepreneur. So their change in their status. So their earning capacity increase, their improve their quality of life. That's the thing. That's the change we are bringing in the clients. Suppose they are already having an existing enterprise, they will expand the business. So the business volume, turnover will increase and profit will increase. So that's kind of change we'll bring in. And staff, so we'll give an enabling environment for their growth. So they will have a career growth. Suppose today they are joining as a branch manager. So in 10 years down the line, they will become a state head. So if they have that kind of growth path, then they will feel the sense of purpose. Oh, so by being here, I can also serve the client as well as I can also grow with the organization. So that creates a meaning in their life. So then they will give their best. And society. So addressing the felt needs of the community, because the surrounding community, so we should take care of it as a business. So that is a thing. And planet, conserving the environment, because environmental challenge is going to be the biggest challenge. Climate change is going to disrupt even this kind of pandemic and all, aggravated by this kind of climate actions. Even that also has been proved. Last year statistics, IFC International Finance Corporation has come out with a document that documenting this kind of how this pandemic has been aggravated by this climate change action. That also there, data are there, evidences are there. So we need to conserve the environment also. So this is the purpose. So when staff are purpose aligned, how it will look like? First, they will love what they do. They are creative and they will give their best because they are giving their 100% to the job, because they love that job. So they are totally involved. They are passionate. They are happy because when they serve and they find a purpose in their job, they are happy because they see. So I'm giving a loan. That loan is lifting a person suffering from poverty. That person is coming up in her life. So I'm happy. And such people, they stay with the organization. They will not go just for, even for 10% increase, some people will shift to another organization. These people will not, because they are purpose aligned. So they are with the organization. And their productivity goes up by 225%. This is a Harvard research. It's scientific proof. So purpose aligned, when the organization is purpose aligned, so you will find magic. So that is why I have practiced in my 33 years of my banking and microfinance life, that I have shared in my book, Scaling of Microfinance, top 10 focus areas to achieve a purpose-centered growth. Because whatever I have done in a more impactful way, that will impact the clients, staff, society, and planet. That's the practice I follow, that I will share now here. So how purpose-centric leaders sensitize staff on purpose? So now, so you see that senior leaders, middle level leaders, and branch managers. So now they are the leaders in our sense. So how they can create a sense of purpose among our staff? First thing, they should understand their staff team. Understand means not knowing just name and education qualifications and all. Their challenges. So what sufferings they are facing at this point of time, particularly. What are their pain points? What are their dreams? So one person maybe join now. So he may want to, within 3 years, he may want to reach out the next level in the organization. So then you should guide. So if you want to go to the next level, you should do this course, because your education level is not matching with that requirement. You do one online course, you do this diploma course, like that. So that leader has to guide him. So that will happen only if they understand their specific needs, specific circumstances in which the staff operates. So that is the first thing they need to clear. And second thing is care for the staff. This is the COVID time. So we need to take the personal care of our staff, safety. So when we show that care on the staff will feel proud. So my leader is taking care of my safety. Then they will give their best. That creates an emotional connect. It's not just a transactional. Transactional means it is only official. It's one step further because it's a difficult time. So how are you now after this vaccination? How do you feel? So whether your family members vaccinated. So all these things so creates an emotional bond between the leader and the staff. So that kind of thing is most important now during this period. And build their self-esteem by listening to their words. Why this is listening to their words? Because they are in the field. So they know many things. They know the market intelligence. So as a leader, first we should listen to them, what other MFIs are doing. So what the client's requirements, how it is changing over the period of time. So when we listen to them, it increases their self-esteem. Otherwise, they will feel low. So my boss knows everything. So why I need to tell? But it is not, it need not be. Most of the time, so these field people can tell better information to the higher ups. If we encourage them to tell, so we can get, it's a gold mine. So we need to listen to them. That will increase their self-esteem and also that will increase self-confidence. Mr. Sarvadi has asked how to increase the self-confidence. So by recognizing their talent, you have the gold mine. See, you tell all the feedback what you are getting from your clients. Tell me, I will take and I will rework the process. I will redesign the products. That will give the self-confidence because that staff will feel happy. So I have given the suggestion to my regional manager. I have given suggestion to my state head. I have given suggestion to my divisional head. Like that, they feel proud. That increases their self-confidence. A small win by the team that gives a great confidence to them. Do further. So if you see the dolphin normally dives 3 feet. So when the trainer just gives a pat, it is feeling that energy. Next time, it's very happy, it's dive 5 feet, 2 feet additional. So that is incremental. So that kind of thing. In that way, only we can grow the self-confidence. So we need to always nurture our staff by listening to them. Because this is the time for revising everything. Because we cannot think of pre-COVID level anytime. So we don't know how it is going to unfold. So we should change everything to suit to this time, to this situation. We cannot always talk about during those days we have done that one, this one. Leave the past, address the present time. So we need to change. Then we need to listen because they are in the field. They know, they meet the government people, they meet the panchayat people, they meet the other MFIs, they meet the competitive other groups. So we need to give weightage to their voice and train and develop their staff. Train and develop your staff. So why? So most of the many organizations I have seen, in case of budget reduction, they will first cut the training budget. It's a very, very wrong approach. So training is not an expense, it is an investment. So I have worked in a project called IFAD where they used to invest a lot of amount of money in the training. Today I'm seeing, so during the time I worked there in the project for 5 years, we nurtured around 450 NGOs here in Tamil Nadu. Now I'm seeing in most of the MFIs. So wherever I see some people, they would have worked in that period in those days. Because during the time, a lot of capacity building investment has been done. Now we are seeing that growth. See that in Tamil Nadu, the microfinance sector is very, very strong. If you take at an India level, it stands. It always comes in the top 3 positions. So West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, or Tamil Nadu, West Bengal. So like that, it's always within the top 3 positions there. So why? The foundation has been laid because of lot of trainings to the people in the field. So always train people. Use this downtime to train your team. So that's the thing, because there are a lot of going to be changes. So new future ready skills to be given to your staff so that they should be ready to handle anything. Help solve their problems, because people will hesitate to bring the problems to you because they will think If I take the problem to the boss, boss will think negative about me. So they will try to suppress the problem. They will always ready to give a rosy picture to the bosses. Don't allow that. Please encourage them. Please make them comfortable to come out with the problem. So in a proactive manner, before they tell their problem, so identify their problems and help solve their problems themselves, facilitate and ambience so that they also put in efforts to solve the problems so that it will be a long-lasting solution. So if you follow all these things, then you can create a sense of a purpose among your staff. And also give autonomy. So this is the time for innovation. So bring out new models, new products, new process. So in that case, you have to give flexibility to them. Tell why and what, but don't tell the how part. Let them brainstorm and let them find out and let them come out with the how part so that their creativity also can be tapped. So in that way, they will feel happy. Oh, this product I only designed. They will take ownership. When grounding that product, they will see to that it is succeeded because they have created, they have co-created that product. They will not see that it is a failing product. So that kind of commitment, ownership will come into play. And live the values each day and inspire them. So values is most important in a purposeful organization. In many organizations, I've seen that values just lie as a statement in important meeting halls or head office or regional office halls. People are not given importance about the values, but each people has to be talked about values, and we should demonstrate by living that values in our daily actions. That will inspire the people. Suppose if you are telling it's a transparent organization, it should be really transparent. So whenever you are announcing some promotion, you should first come out with the process for that. So what is the process for that? And then criteria. So then it is a transparent one. When your values are transparent, if you are not disclosing anything and you are designing promotions in ad hoc manner, then you are not living your values. In that case, staff will not believe us. So they will not trust us. So first, we should live the values for which we attach high priority on a daily basis in all our actions. All our actions and behavior should be guided by our highest values. And encourage volunteer works. So this also open up staff's mind. So 90-10%. So 90% office work, 10% of their time, they may help in some communities. So maybe in education related, or because of pandemic, they can assist in health. So telling them about the safety protocols and all. So whatever it may be, according to the community needs, they can do some volunteering works. When they do volunteering works, they open up and they also mingle with the community. That creates bonding among the clients and they understand the real world. So naturally, so this learning I got when I got an international training. So most of the MNCs, so before they are giving a big task to that as a leader in the organization, they send those leaders to the low income countries to understand the people below poverty. So they will go and live with them and understand their thing. So that's the thing they are giving, because when they do volunteering work, they understand all the situations. So then they can empathize with the people. So that's the power of volunteering. So volunteering also giving attitude, that will be a good attitude to the people. So they will really come and give back a lot of things to the organization and enable staff build relationship with clients. That is staff client meets, so that that kind of co-creation can also happen. So client can give the feedback, our staff also discuss, and they can suggest for product revisions or process revisions. So this will create a very good rapport, so that client also will not go out of our fold. That also we can facilitate and appreciate when they complete a purpose job. So when they complete not just a task, not just an activity. Giving loan is an activity, but a purpose in terms of client, they have to invest that loan in an enterprise, and they have to either create a new enterprise or they to expand existing enterprise, or they should purchase some asset and they should use that asset and they should get some benefit out of it. Then only the change happens in the individual. So when that happens only, making a difference in the life of the client, then only the purpose stuff. For that, you can recognize staff. You can appreciate them. You can send them on a some training courses, advanced training courses, or you can give them a family tour. So like that. So whatever you are giving, so there's also a question, how to motivate NECA. Here I will tell. So how to motivate? So give them a good experience. So one of the MFI I've seen for the field staff, what he has done innovatively, for who has done the #1 position, he has given a flight journey. For a field staff, he cannot dream about the flight journey, but he has given the flight journey from Chennai to Madurai. It's only 1 hour, but the staff, what's the feeling they got? The staff with their family, they flew that flight. It's a lifetime experience. You will tell to 100 people. So the organization name goes to 100 people. So a lot of goodwill. One simple thing we are doing, so that creates a lot of momentum. So in that way only we have to encourage the people. So how to create, because brain likes memories. The memories stay forever. So another example, give a dining experience in a very good star hotel. So now 2 people have won the contest. 2 people, you please take your family, you give a voucher, let them go at their convenience and take in a star hotel. The entire family will enjoy. The entire family now will push our staff to give 200%. So after this incident, so next time the children will tell, Daddy, next time, now you have taken us to 3-star hotel. Next time you take us to 5-star hotel. You work for the company more. You achieve 200%. Like that, instead of organization, family will push the person to do. So whenever you structure any motivational things, you should imagine. So that should go into their emotions. Because money can do only certain up to the certain point. So once some basic needs are fulfilled, then after that money will not work as a motivational tool. So after that, so we need to take care of other things, other needs. So social needs, recognition, so name, esteem, all these things. So for that, we need to plan these kind of different things. So which will give a experience for that, so that experience people like so many things. So it takes simple one-day outing. So they will take so many photos and they will share in all our social medias. So I got the #1 position in my company. So they send me to Kodaikanal. So they will spread to some 200, 500 friends, all social media. So your company gets free advertisement. So people are very happy, and that young people will not go ever, because you are giving a lot of freedom. That kind of, you encourage them. So that memory will stay with them. Whenever you structure any appreciation program, you structure in such a way to touch emotionally. That's the thing. And also the purpose-centric leaders envision a new future. So envision a new future, what I mean, the visioning part. The visioning can be done by a joint exercise, having all the people together. So even if we can take a small 2 minutes exercise, if you all okay, fine with that, so that you can repeat that. So when you conduct the ToT in your organization. So now we are going to do a visioning. So before visioning, I will explain the visioning, why this kind of visioning exercise is very powerful. So vision is nothing but a destination to be reached in our office or in our personal life, and at some specific time frame. Okay, that is destination. That is vision, simplest form. So how to visualize? So visualize your vision as a picture, so that you can see daily and it goes into a subconscious mind. Till 39 years of age, I don't have any vision in my life. I was an average person. I was a very, very average person. I was not aware of my life, where I am going to be the next level. I was simply working in a bank. In 2001, I went to Myanmar to train people under this group concept, under a UNDP project. I stayed there for 3 months. So I have seen that all the people, UNDP project women, were having the vision as a vision chart displayed in their home, the wall, as a picture. They used to have their enterprises, poultry farm or fish farm or a prawn farm like that, or mushroom farm. I stayed there for 3 months. I almost visited 69 villages. So what I found that, so everywhere, wherever I have seen, whoever used that kind of visualization technique, they were achieving their vision. That increased my eagerness. When I returned back to India, I was working in Indian Bank during that time in Paramakudi. I visualized myself. So I want to become a doctorate in microfinance in 2006. I have drawn a picture and I pasted. So on seeing that, so my subconscious mind started working. I introduced a new habit, waking up at 4 o'clock, 4 to 6, daily 2 hours I read. That I continued for 17 years. So that made me complete my PhD in microfinance and became a doctorate in microfinance as per my vision in 2007. And also I completed 7 other courses related to all banking and finance and microfinance. MBA, Master of Women's Studies, certificate course, Well Bank course, training on microfinance, Germany, Frankfurt School course, certificate of microfinance, everything. So it gave me a complete confidence and shifted my career from banking to NGO field. I resigned my bank job and joined the NGO and started a transformation of MFIs from a small level. So that was my story. As I benefited because of this vision, which I learned from a poor self-help group woman, I started telling all this to my people, my team, so my clients. Even many members used to call me now. So because of your vision, so I'm here now, like that. So many people followed. So that is why I'm telling this is a very, very practical, simple step. So let us try this concept now. So please close your eyes. Take a deep breath 3 times. Inhale, exhale. So bring your attention to now, here, your place. Sit comfortably. Why you are closing your eyes? Because 70% of our inputs comes to brain through eyesight. So when we close our eyesight, the distraction is stopped. So we can focus on some subject. So now we are going to focus on this present moment. Please bring your thoughts to your place where you are sitting, to this moment. Now think for a vision. In the next 5 years, what you visualize. So what you want to achieve for your organization. So that destination as well as time frame. So 2026, so you are visualizing something. So whatever you want to achieve in your life, so you can visualize that. So now give that vision as a picture in your mental screen. Bring all details, how it will look like. Suppose if you want to head a pan-India company, now you are only one state operating, but in another 5 years, you want to be pan-India. So you are sitting in a very big office, having offices across India. Please imagine that one, bring that picture into your mind, your mental screen. You can visualize all these things. So how big your office, what's the furniture, what color of car you are using, what brand, everything you can visualize. And now go to that year. So now travel down to 2026. So now feel that as if you achieved that vision. So now in reality, you achieved your vision, what you have visualized just now. Feel the feeling. So as you achieved the vision, please appreciate yourself, celebrate yourself, because you deserve a lot of applause because you achieved your wish, what you wanted to wish in your as a life dream. Appreciate yourself. Now feel the feeling. What kind of feeling you will feel when you achieve your 5-year-long vision? Feel the feeling, express the feeling, bring out all emotions connected with this success. So now slowly come back to this day, to this moment, and open your eyes. So how you feel? How you feel? How you felt this exercise? Just 2 minutes, we just visualized our vision. How you felt? You can type in the chat box how you felt your experiences. Just 2 minutes visualizing ourselves. If we feel happy, excited, wonderful, amazing, if we really achieve that thing, how it will happen? So this visioning has got huge power. Immediately, you make a drawing of your vision and paste it in the wall so that you can see daily, so that your subconscious mind will work on that, and it will attract all the opportunities and resources to make it a reality. That's the power of visualization of visioning. So in that way, you motivate your team members, leaders motivate the field staff motivate the clients. So everybody have the new vision for the new normal era. So that we'll go with the focus. We don't distract ourselves in the sideways. We will go in the national highway so that we can go fast. Once we fix the destination, be it Kanyakumari or Hyderabad or Kashmir, whatever it may be, once we fix the destination, we take the national highway and go and reach the destination. So that's the power of visioning. So review the evolving environment. Environment offers both opportunities as well as threats. Analyze them. Take the feedback from clients and staff. Revisit the products, because the specific products which we developed during the pre-COVID may not be suitable in the new evolving one, because how the demonetization has forced us to go from cash disbursement to account credit. Here, definitely that's going to be a digital collections, because a lot of digital things are coming up. So we can partner with the payment banks, or we can partner with fintechs. So already some experiments are going there. So 5 to 10% digital collections are already happening in the field. That 5 to 10%, that will immediately increase to some 30 to 40% or 50. And over the year, it may go to 70 to 80%. So that kind of thing is going to happen. So revise the process and your business model so that you will be always remaining relevant to the times. That kind of adaptability is the most important than that. For that, so digitalization is one of the key things. So digital transformation, we should be prepared. We should prepare our team to be ready for the digital transformation. So that is the envision the new future. That's all the role of a leader during this crucial time. And consistent and critical action. So revise the plan for short term and medium term, and retrain the staff in new processes. Don't wait for perfection, because perfection will never happen. It is always a work in progress. So everything test and evolve. So focus what is working and what is not working. So last year, when I launched my first online course, so I was totally zero. But first 1 month, I took several feedbacks. Immediately after every session, I used to take feedback. I made 33 changes. So that made me very much stabilized. Now I'm very comfortable in offering all the technology, be it in online or be it in recorded program, everything I'm very fine with it. I'm ready to use also tools accordingly. So I'm reaching out to more people. So that's the kind of thing. So focus on what's working and change immediately if it is not working. That should be our strategy in the new normal. So leadership tries to be focused. So during this period, the 4 important things we need to inculcate these things in our leadership teams. The character, because character is who defines you are. During this time, the integrity and empathy plays a more. Integrity means what we think, what we tell, what we do. It should be aligned. So if you tell one thing, if you do something else, then people will not trust us. Like the same time, empathy, because people need empathy and compassion during this time. So this character will reveal these things. And again, resilience. So resilience is the best part of this, because the ability to bounce back. Our sector has proved like that, we also should prove. Everybody should be made resilient. So that's the thing. And courage. So we need to take tough decisions sometimes. So step out of comfort zone, because within comfort zone, no growth. When we step out of the comfort zone, only growth starts. So encourage staffs to come out of the support comfort zone. So when I resigned bank job, so my father disagreed with me. So he didn't allow me to resign because my son was studying in +2. So I was from a very ordinary family, but my wife supported. So you are going to focus on your purpose and what you love, you are going to do. So I believe you do whatever you want to do. I resign. I even sacrifice my pension option, because if I resign, we will not get the pension option. But the resigning bank job was my best decision. So which helped me to visit 25 countries. So I'm doing a lot of training session across the world. So if I continued with the bank, I would have just ended up with some GM or ED. But as I come out of the bank, it gave me a lot of exposures. I have been to Harvard, Boston, I have been to INSEAD, Singapore, I have been to Italy, Turin, Boulder Microfinance course, to learn the best of the best from different institutions so that I can deliver the best to my clients. So that's the idea. So always encourage staff to come out of comfort zone, take risk and competence. So continuously build technical skills and leaders capacity and future ready skill. So what is the future ready? So machine learning, artificial intelligence, digital, so everything. So whatever is applicable, we should be ready to learn. That kind of mindset we should bring to our staff. So we should remind our leaders again, when you stop learning, you stop leading. So that is why learning should be a continuous, and we should make all our team members a lifelong learner. So still I'm learning 1 hour daily in the morning, so that I want to give the very best, latest to my clients. So always think globally and act locally. So that is my word to our team. And if you want to know more about the purpose-centered approach, you can always read my book, Scaling of Microfinance, What Next, was released in 2019. So when this book was read by MD of Indian Banks, he called me and we conducted a one-day program for the staff branch managers. So she also came and addressed that session, balancing purpose and profit. This is a one-day training program. This essence of the book is condensed in that as a program. It's a very nice program. Professor Kasturi Rangan of Harvard Business School has given a foreword to my book. This book is because I've attended his program, Advanced Leadership course, and I am the follower of his principles, a purpose-centered thing, and he is my mentor. So he has given me that testimonial also. So now questions for reflection. So purpose is nothing but, what is that? Correct answer. Please type in the chat box. B is the correct answer, not A. So making a difference in others, that is the purpose. Taking care of the shareholders is normal doing business. They're working for financial shareholders. It is making profit. Of course, we need to make profits because profit is not a bad word. Profit is good. It is needed for growth. When profitable only, investors will come for investing further. So profit, I am not at all touching. Profit, we should make profit. Profitable is being good. But at the same time, we are also taking care of other stakeholders. Is making a difference in the others. That is a win-win for all stakeholders. That is the usual say. It's not only shareholders, it is stakeholders. That is the purpose. Okay, second question will go. When staff are purpose aligned, how much percentage their productivity is bound to increase? Yes, 225%. Very good, very good. This is a Harvard article. That's a research. So that's why I'm telling, when we are purpose focused, so definitely our staff team will be happy to do that. At the same time, productivity level goes up. So our organization contribution goes up. So we can easily be beneficial to all the people, staff, clients, society, and planet. So out of the following, which one will not be done by a purpose-centric leader? Yes, A is the correct answer. Yelling at staff, caring and training development is all to be done as a purpose-centric leader. Yelling, no. So will not get angry, anything. So that's a good thing. Yeah. So this now this topic comes to an end. So now I can take 2 or 3 questions here before moving into the next last one, that is lessons from the past crisis. As you wished, that also I prepared one presentation. So before going to that, so I would like to take some questions. So yeah, 2 or 3 questions we can take. Karthik, if anybody is addressing Karthik, another 3
no,
minutes.
sir. Sir, I have a small announcement, sir. Like,
Yeah, please.
we are sharing a small Google Forms link.
Okay.
Just to get feedback. Just ask 2 questions: name of the institution and about the feedback of the training program.
Okay.
I request all the participants to kindly fill it also, so that it help us. Your feedback will help us in our upcoming training programs. Yeah.
Okay.
I request everyone to fill this Google Form link now before the completion of the training program, or even after that you can do. But by today, if you can just fill it and send to us, it will be very helpful.
They can copy this thing and copy and keep it.
Yes,
so
yes.
that they can immediately after this program they can send it. Na?
Yeah, it's a very simple one. So only name of the institution and just a feedback.
Okay.
Just how was the training program? Your good, average, like that we have just asked.
Okay.
Yes.
So anybody addressing Karthik?
No, sir. No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
So I can continue.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now I share the last presentation. So lessons from the past crisis and strategies for overcoming the challenges of the new normal. So this is the last session of this program. So I will take up one by one. First, we'll talk about the lessons from the past crisis. So I have already talked about the AP crisis and this demonetization crisis and all I've told. So the COVID-19, how it was handled, the first phase. So CGAP is the, you may be aware of that, consultative group to assist the poorest. It's a donors consortium located in World Bank office in Washington. So they are the technical advisory body for the microfinance sector globally. So they have done some study and they have brought out. So 4 ways my MFIs responding to COVID. So a survey of MFIs. From that, what they have found that first thing is leniency to clients. So nearly 2/3 of MFIs offered moratoria and restructuring. So in India also, RBI has announced 2 phases of 3 months, 3 months. So it's totally 6 months we gave the moratorium last time. But back-to-back banks have not given. Some banks have given, some banks have not given. So there also MFIs face a lot of difficulties, particularly small and medium-sized MFIs. They face a lot of problems, liquidity problems because of that. And second one is the reductions in lending. 2/3 MFIs reduced disbursements by more than 50%. This is also obvious, but last year the disbursement was made good to some extent in the last quarter. So January, March 2020, we made a very good amount of disbursement and almost it came, anyhow it is less, but it is not so less when compared to international levels. And third one is flexible staff arrangements. So less than 1 in 6 MFIs closed their business branches. Instead, they adopted reduced hours or leave. So some MFIs, they also even adopted giving paid leaves or reduce the time frame. So like that, so they have come with a lot of variations. But also we have seen some of the thing they have reduced 20% staff or like that. Or sometimes they reduce that pay cuts. Senior management maybe 20%, junior management, middle management 10%, field staff 5% like that. Or for field staff no cuts like that. So various organizations, they have a different policies. And another one, the fourth one, very phenomenal, was scaling up remote channels. So scaling up remote channels was 1/3 of the MFIs have expanded their call center operations or digital channel operations. So I've already told. So whatever the digital transformations taken at the global level in various industries during the last 1 year was equal to 5 years. If it is not COVID, it would have taken 5 years to take this kind of digital transformation, but we have pushed through all this within 1 year. So thanks to COVID. So that's a single thing has happened. So India is leading in digital one. So India is, even if you take this COVID software for managing this vaccination, but that has become well famous. So many countries are now talking about and asking that software. So like that, so in IT already we are leading. So wherever we go, so our people are sitting there. So it's a good time that we need to encash upon these kind of opportunities. So if you analyze this best cases in the international level, so 2 cases I found very interesting. One thing is CAS Foundation. So on that day, I was talking to one person, he was telling, so recovery levels are dropping, so dropping down to 65, 70% like that. So I'm fed up, so I'm confused. So then I gave the confidence. You see, CAS Foundation, so 80% repayment stopped. 80% of the clients stopped repayment because of just one political person created problem. So it went into tough times. But after that, they came back and they survived. And now they evolved as the #1 best institution across the globe. One of the best institution across the globe. How it happened? This is just because they were just client focused. They shifted from group lending to individual lending. So individual lending, they again zero down. So what is the specific pain points, specific needs? And also they provided non-financial services. So non-financial services means training or other enterprise promotion, handholding support, like that. So when we give that kind of thing, they survived the crisis. So there is a hope. So we need not take that this everything is gone like that. We should not feel. We should have the confidence. We should see past experiences. We should take lessons out of that, and we should also implement those things. So then we can. So even this kind of recovery thing, I can also tell the Equity Bank. So Equity Bank, once it went earlier when it was a mortgage bank, so they were lending based on the mortgages. They went and they faced all huge NPAs. So more than 50% this portfolio at risk. So they thought that will be over. But then they brainstormed and they just zeroed in on. Okay, so our skill is only for agriculture. Let us focus on agriculture loans alone. Then they just focused on agriculture alone and they came up. Now they are doing everything. But from the crisis, they want to, when they came back, they just focused agriculture loan. They wanted to give back the best. So say they brought so many products to address every need of the farmer. So they were very client specific, client centric. So they catered to the specific needs of the farmers and they brought all farmers into their fold and they become successful. So when I visited that tower in Kenya, Nairobi, so I was astonished. So the CEOs gave in a lot of shields and gave awards because everything in technology, in customer service, everything they got international level awards because they are so focused. So in that way, no one believed that they suffered at one point of them about to be closed, more than 50% part. So that's why there are a lot of examples in our industry. We can always revive back, or we can remove all setbacks. If you take proactive MFIs in Peru, last 1 year alone, they have come out with 168 new digital products. See, earlier only we used to see the African countries for digital products. They have only all loan products in mobile, everything. So 5-day loan, 30-day loan, like that. So many things, but interest rates will be huge for that. That is another factor. But here, last year alone, 168 new digital products have been brought in MFIs in Peru. So these are all the good examples. So we need to always believe in the best. So we need to relook our process, product, and team and bring out a new era, new model, evaluate new model, business model, so that we can survive this crisis. And learning from MFI, Andhra Pradesh. So 2010 crisis, you all know. This particular MFI, PAR went up to 62%. So portfolio came down. So whenever this kind of thing, portfolio will shrink. Because in the event of crisis, we will stop lending always. But we should not stop lending, total lending. We should always selectively lend. Those who are repaying, at least we should give them. Because then only the people will be interested to repay. If you totally stop lending, they will stop the repayment. So at any point of time, we should not recommend the total ban on stopping the lending. Even in a very, very problematic situation, we should continue to lend selectively to those borrowers who are repaid promptly. So that will send the positive signal that will encourage others to repay back. So that's the thing. So 76% portfolio also shrinked because no fresh lending because of this AP ordinance, 2010, all of you know. But that MFI continuously lobbied with the RBI for 11 months. After that, that came through, CDR facility was extended, which was earlier available only to banks. It was made available, then that survived. So that's the thing. So learning is here. So MFIs have to have a good rapport with the banks, investors, and regulator, and be transparent in sharing the good as well as the bad news. So this is the one thing I learned always from my one of the boss who was that at the international level, because sharing the bad news first before that news reaches the boss through other persons, that will be always welcomed by any boss. So that kind of thing we should have with the bankers and investors also. Before somebody tells, so your MFI, your investing company MFI is struggling, the PAR has increased like that. If we tell ourselves, so the PAR has increased, don't be panic. It is because of this reason. So we are aware of the situation. We have already addressed the ground level issues. It will come down. Don't be panic. No need for panic. If you clarify yourself, telling yourself first the bad news to the investors, they'll be happy and they will be having the confidence on you. The next time they will come with the new investments because you are open and transparent. So that's the thing. So that's the learning we should take from here. And weathering the storm, already one book is released. Now the second part has come out by Axion and European Microfinance Platform. So they have taken a fourth step. That's like how we tell about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs for human needs. They have come out with the financial institutions hierarchy of needs. In that, first they talk about the liquidity. That's the very, very basic. Because unless we are liquid, so we cannot meet out the current expenditure of 3 to 6 months when we are in disruption, we cannot continue our operations. So first we should find out a liquidity to run the basic business. So that should be the first thing. And first we should pay the due date out to our creditors. That should be our first liquidity, first step. Second thing is confidence. Confidence means creating the confidence among the stakeholders, be it customers or be it public or it's government or RBI or investors or any other thing. So we should clearly give communications, frequent communications to the stakeholder so that we can inform the company status. So this is also help the staff to gain confidence. People will feel if we hide any information, people will have to. So many gossips will go. So that is happening, this is happening, this has happened. So one thing will become exaggerated and it will, when you go to the field, it will be 100 times blown up. So always tell the fact on a need to know basis. So this will create a confidence. So Mr. Sarvadi asked for confidence. This is also that another answer for your question. Third one, portfolio. I've always already talked about that one. Don't stop disbursement. Even during crisis, continue to do some disbursement and focus on collection because cash is important to meet the liquidity. So collection and disbursement go hand in hand. And capital. So losses will not come now because so now we are going to only provide. So over a period of only will know that those loans, restructured loans will come or will not come. So the losses will be happening in the subsequent years only, not now. So but provision will take a hit now. inflows. So for capital, we can look for infusing more capital, because if you have more capital, you can leverage more funds from the banking system and other non-banking finance companies. So it's always good to increase the capital. It is also said that in the CGAP documents, if you have around 25% of capital adequacy, that helps us to survive the crisis. So that was, even though RBI says 15%, so they from their research they found out those had 25% of capital adequacy, so they have survived that, because in times of crisis we need to absorb the loss. So you should have that wherewithal to absorb the loss. So that's why the capital base should be increased. For that, you can plan for continuous inflows from the investors. So that is why I have told first itself, you even share the bad news also. How we like to share the good news first, share the bad news also first to the investors and banks. Then they will feel confident about you. That's the thing. So crisis roadmap to MFIs. This is also document brought out by CGAP. So they have told 3 things. I'll briefly explain those 3 things. I can also share those documents also if you wish. That is a very good, interesting read. You can also go for the extensive read of those documents. This is a 3-step is foundational and ongoing, business continuity, and financial and portfolio steps. Let us see one by one. So foundational step, they first talk about the leadership, because leadership is everything. So right from communicating with the stakeholders, maintaining transparency, focusing on relationship, because relationship is everything in financial matter, because trust. So if you want to promote trust, then the stakeholders, we should have a proper relationship. So then only they will have the trust, and be responsive, action oriented. At the same time, be flexible to suit the evolving situation, and empower staff, because during this COVID, they might have want to take some decisions at the field level. So increase their discretionary powers to take some decisions. That also will help them to overcome the challenges, and think bigger and act faster. Be customer centric. Yesterday, I attended one training session. They told Richard Branson, who has gone to that space recently, he takes only 3 to 5 seconds to make a decisions. So even just taking a coffee, he will take a major decision. So that's why he's there. He is reaching greater heights. So the decision taking should be very, very fast, and we should encourage decision taking. Many people are afraid to take decisions because they fear of failure. So we encourage them to take decisions. So that is also a leadership job. And investor relations. So already covered that point, sharing information, both good and bad regularly. So you can design a template so that as standard information is going out regularly, that one. And government initiatives. So we need to comply with the government initiative, be it a safety protocol, that's using masks in offices, or hand sanitizers, sanitizing offices, checking temperatures before entry of the person into office, like that. So whatever government is prescribing, we should ensure that everything is followed at the branch level as well as in the administrative offices level. We should put checks and balances for that. And we should also make convergence with the relief programs so that it will be available to our clients. That also we can help. So business continuity, 3 steps. Staff. With regard to staff, we need to ensure our first physical safety and communicate regularly. That itself will give a boost. If you don't communicate, they will think many things. What will happen that month, this month, in that organization, this happened. So they will start comparing what will happen. That will be a lot of confusion. So we need to give a continuous, clear communication. Customer. So ensures for them also safety, and the same thing, communications. Take care of their needs, specific needs. And operations, ensure ongoing operations. So identify critical operations which has to be done even in case of the disruption. So like that, you deploy resources and repurpose your staff. Suppose this function you are not going to take up, immediately use that functional staff to some other thing. So that staff also should be ready to move into any space, that one. So pay cut should be avoided. If at all it is unavoidable, then start from senior management. So that should be your business continuity steps. and financial and portfolio steps. So manage cash flow and liquidity. That's the important thing. Cut down the non-core expenses and postponing dividends. So that's also because it's a cash out, so that we can postpone, so that we can save that money. And segment the loan portfolio. This is the most important thing, because clients are not affected uniformly. They have been affected in a different manner. Some sectors have fared well, some sectors have been affected severely. If you see tourism, hospitality, so automotive, because mobility has been restricted, all these sectors has been severely badly affected. But if you take pharma, or if you take agriculture sector, so they are doing very well. But during pandemic also, they have been allowed as an essential services. So in that case, so if a client is from that sector, so we need not bother out. We should expect the full recovery from such clients. But if really they are suffering, then we should give them rescheduling or anything, restructuring of loan as permitted by RBI. So that kind of facility we should create. So segment will help to renegotiate the loan portfolio with the clients based on the needs, and conduct cash flow forecast. So scenario planning, because so what will be the scenario in December, how it will, in the last quarter, how it will look like there's different scenarios and stress tests. Suppose recovery level comes down to this much percentage, because already ICRA and CRISIL, they are giving the forecast from March level 85, it will come to 65%. So the PAR will be moving to double digits, like that. They are giving forecasts like that. You can yourself internally, you can do some forecasts and manage solvency. So I already talked about this point, maintaining capital adequacy ratio. Even though RBI has mentioned 15%, CGAP tells 25% international experience, because those organizations survived the crisis. So we should not go into the capital starved situation. So always plan for the infusion of capital at an appropriate time, because capital infusion always is a long process. It takes minimum 6 months to 1 year or 18 months. So start negotiations early, so that you will get the funds quick. So once you get, you can leverage based on your capital 5 to 6 times. You can take the bank loan and you can expand the portfolio. So among this, during this time, building resilience is also one of the most important thing. So recent Deloitte report also, it's highlighting this one. So they are telling 5 ways to be resilient. So first thing, resilience is bouncing back from the crisis. That's the resilience. First, prepared. So how we are prepared? If suppose if third wave also comes through, how prepared we are. So for that, we should be ready. So that's the thing here. See, if you see, they are quoting also HSBC experience. So they made a lot of investment in digital technology, which helped them to shift 95% of their works to work from home without any difficulty. That is the level of preparedness. Sorry. Then adaptability. So adaptability is flexibility in adapting to new environments. So here, what they are telling for hiring, so they are insisting for, when you are hiring, you specifically look out for this mindset for adaptability, because whoever is adaptable, they can survive any changes. So that's the need of the hour. And collaborative, already I have explained, because now we need to come together. We need not live in silos. So we come together, and together as a team. So we need to develop the new model, and we have to overcome this crisis. And trustworthy. So building trust among employees, they're telling 3 pillars. So one is the safety, that is physical. So we have to take care of their physical safety by following the protocols prescribed by government. And the emotional, so wellness program. So organizing some yoga, organizing some meditation, so that we are addressing their emotional needs, wellness needs. And digital, data security, because most of the people are working from home. So during working from home, how to ensure the data security. So that also. So these things will increase the trust among the staff. And last one is responsibility. So now entire society expects businesses to take the huge responsibility beyond their business. So that is the need of the hour. Everybody expects, even government. Because donor funding has been reduced due to change in FCRA laws. So international funding has reduced, almost more than 10,000 crores come down. So now CSR funding is huge opportunity. So businesses have a role to serve this purpose, to play this role. So be responsible for our society, and beyond our business, we should take some. This is called a stakeholder capitalism. So we are addressing the needs of all key stakeholders, not only clients, staff, vendors, society, and planet. So with this, so my 3 sessions are coming to close. So now 3 questions. Under crisis scenario, among the hierarchy of needs, which one is very basic need to MFIs? As per hierarchy of needs, what is your choice? C, liquidity. Very good. Correct answer. Liquidity is a basic thing. So we should plan for liquidity, every organization. Yeah. Second thing, under crisis roadmap, segmenting the loan portfolio comes under which steps? Foundational, financial, or business continuity? Segmenting. Yes, B. B is the correct answer. Financial or portfolio steps, it is coming. Good. Third one, to build a resilient MFI, when you recruit a person, what you will look for? A person with the intelligence, a person with the high level skill of finance and accounting, or a person with adaptability mindset? Yes, A is the correct answer. Here we are looking not for intelligence, but for adaptability mindset. That is the most important thing. So you all type very nicely. So you understood the concept, what I have been sharing with you. And last thing, so I have told you that I will share a gift with you. So this is a gift for you. I told already I am sharing this ATM message in all my social media handles for the last 180 days. So yesterday only I released a book, an ebook containing 50 selected messages. So it is available as a free download. So I will share this link. One second. Yeah, I will share this link in the chat box. Yeah, you can copy and you can download this ATM booklet. You can also share this link with your friends and family members. The selected 50 messages I have given as an ebook. It's a gift for all of you. So with this, now it is coming to an end. So I have another one more the question session, so that I can share it with you, so you can test that one. That's nothing but a tool to help you to assess the purpose-centric leadership level. So that actually it needs to be like a test. So I can share it with you. You can test that with your team members. So whatever I discussed with you, 10 points to be a purpose-centric leader that I have given as a tool, I will share it that one, so that you can always share it with your team and you can test your level. So my numbers I have given. So this is my number. Always you can reach out to me. My number as well as my email ID I have given, askdrj@gmail.com. For any technical support, any guidance, I'm free. I'm here to help you. So my number also you can note down. So I'm very thankful to your patient hearing and your active involvement, asking questions. And I really enjoyed this session. Sa-Dhan team has helped me to present this excellent session. So now over to Sa-Dhan team. I once again thank Mr. Satish sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity of sharing my experiences into this elite group, because it's a very, very senior team from across India. So I thank you once and all for this huge opportunity. for sharing my experiences and things. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Natarajan sir. Thank you so much for the trouble. And I would now request our Satish sir to give us the closing remarks. Before that, I would request all the participants to fill the feedback form, if not filled as yet. And over to you, Satish sir.
Thank you, Dr. Jayasilan. It was a wonderful 3 hours. I can say that the fact that we had so many people joining, not only on this platform, but also on the live YouTube session. And also, I would say that 99.9% remained for all the entire period. So that itself shows that how interesting was the topic and how people have really benefited from your experience and your advice. Of course, I have been interacting with you for last so many years, so I know your capabilities in the capacity building. I need not repeat, but I can say that it was really a wonderful session. And also, though the first 2 presentations are basically on the HR related aspect, the third one you specifically discussed about the CGAP study and how MFIs throughout the world have faced the crisis and went ahead. That was also quite useful, though it was covering a broader area. And many had some questions, and probably we can arrange other programs, because one of the participants had a question as to, he wanted to know what all the digital tools which MFIs in Peru had devised, and also some wanted to know about which will be the most useful digital technologies for the rural areas. Probably we can have sessions again focused on some of these areas. Certainly, I would like to thank you again for taking this time off and interacting with all the microfinance sector participants. Second, I would also like to thank Mr. Subir Roy, Head HR of Sa-Dhan Credit Care, for making the opening remarks and setting the tone for today's program, and also Mr. Bikram Mishra, of Head HR of Asirvad Microfinance, for his intervention and guidance, because the practitioners' input is very much essential for such a program. I think their inputs also have meshed very much into our today's session. Thanks to both of them. And another thanks is to the participants, because you have taken time off 3 hours and participated, and that too actively participated, responding in the chat box and also making a lot of comments. If there are any questions which have not been unanswered, we'll try to get responses from Mr. Jayasilan and getting back to some of you. So that will be certainly doing that. So I thank all the MFIs and their staff, especially from the HR side, for participating in it. So I would only expect that in some form or other, you will be able to take this training outline to your own staff, because we have focused you as the trainers for you in your own organization. So probably if you replicate it for your own staff in whatever format possible, so that would be very good. And at the same time, I would like to say that in Sa-Dhan, we have a group. We have created a group of the HR heads and those who are working in the HR wings of the MFIs. Many of you are already there as members of that group. If not, please join that. It is a good forum for the HR departments of MFIs to exchange views and ideas and also share experiences, you can contact Karthik and Rituparna and be part of that group. And lastly, I would be failing in my duty if I don't compliment my own Sa-Dhan team for organizing this under the guidance of Dr. Shaibal Paul. Rituparna and Karthik have worked along with the organizations and with Dr. Jayasilan to have this program. Of course, the platform and the technical part, my colleague Sandeep had taken care. So I would like to thank our Sa-Dhan team for taking this initiative for organizing such programs. And I would like to assure that in days to come also on various issues relating to the building of the capacities of the microfinance sector, Sa-Dhan will continue to organize such training and capacity building programs. And once again, a big thanks to Dr. Jayasilan and to all the participants. Thank you. And let's hope that all of you will remain safe and the sector will be functioning in a normal and regular way. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.